everyone. This is Alan the Intern, and this is another episode of the pre-show. Today we got former UFC fighter, now commentator, Patrick Cote. I hope everyone's having a great day. Now let's get this interview started. So what I wanted to know was what got you inspired to go into mixed martial arts?
When I started that, I wasn't really good, but I fell in love with the sport and started to train with good people, really, really, really good people. They were kicking my ass, kicking my ass every training. But like I said, I fell in love with the sport, and the rest is history.
Fair enough. What is like being a color analyst for UFC and like for TSN? So how is that going right now currently?
It's pretty good. Actually, I'm commentator for RDS. It's the French version of TSN. I'm commentator for the UFC since like 13 years, I think now. Our first show was UFC 83 here in Montreal, the Bell Center, George St. Pierre, GSP against Matt Serra, the second fight. And that's good. And I always say the same thing, being a commentator always did help me a lot to be a better fighter because, I saw so many situations, described so many actions, so many submissions, so many escape. So it was like always in my mind. So I was a better fighter because of that.
Fair enough. Out of the fights that you covered, do you have one that really sticks out? Like that you would say like, oh, I loved calling that fight?
I love every fight, but for sure that fight like Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman, who broke their leg in the middle of the fight. You never expect that, and when you do some commentating about in those fights, it's like in shock, and the worst thing is you have to commentate the replay too. So that's the good thing.
Yeah, that was quite a hit. Yeah, quite a hit. If you had like, for example, say if there was like a massive like bar fight, but you have to choose like one person to back you up, who would that be?
That's a lot. I think I'll go with Mike Perry, man. This guy is crazy, man.
Yeah,
For sure he's gonna go until to that in bar fight, not maybe like in a tag team MMA fight, but in bar fight, I'll have Mike Perry for me. I'll say I'll feel safe for sure.
That's fair enough. That actually is quite a good choice. All the fights that you did, would you say gave like the hardest punch? Like say you were like and you got hit and they like woke you up. Like who was the hardest?
That was 100% Drew McPhillies. It's funny because he gave me that uppercut. I will always remember that. And when I opened my eyes, I was still in the fight. I was, wow, okay, I have a really, really good chin. Thanks to my chin. But maybe 10 seconds later, I was knocking him out in the first round. So that was kind of it's kind of weird to say that that's the guy who hit me the hardest in my life because I knocked him out maybe 10 seconds after, but I do remember that uppercut. I saw that coming. I was it's coming, and that was right on target, right on the button. But I had a good chin in my career, and that saved me a couple of times during the exchange. And that time, that was the hardest punch I did receive in my career.
Wow, this interview with Patrick Cote is going great. However, we do need to take a commercial break. So when we come back, we'll have the rest of the interview.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, We have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
I know you were in the video game for UFC 2010 for Undisputed. Was it ever in your career, did you ever think that you were going to be in a video game? Was that ever on your bucket list?
What do you mean?
Like when you were like little, like, oh, I want to play myself as as a character in a like as a fighter.
Oh,
yeah, and that's stuff.
no, not at all. And actually, I mean, I'm in the 2 video games, and it's like the first one was okay, but the second one, we flew to LA to put the suit with like some balls and doing our stuff. And when I took my character, it was shocking. I was like, oh, somebody's watching me. That's me. That's myself. That he's doing exactly what I'm doing. There was a same tattoo. I had a birthmark on my right arm. I was there too. So that was very, very real. And I always say that I can die now. I'm in the video game. Before I was building my character to more hair, more eyes, a little bit closer. I don't have to do that anymore. I'm just going to pick myself. That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Say for the great fighter, they need to be like good striking, good wrestling, and good jiu-jitsu. If you got to create like your ultimate fighter, for example, I would say just be wrestling, striking, Masvidal, and jiu-jitsu, Royce Gracie. What would be your ultimate fighter if you had like those kind of qualities?
I'll take the jiu-jitsu of Charles Oliveira because I don't think he has the best jiu-jitsu. I think he has the more aggressive jiu-jitsu, and that's what we like. On the ground, he always go for the kill. He always go for the submission. That's why it's so exciting. I'll take the wrestling of. It's hard, man. There's so many good wrestlers, but I'll take the wrestling of George or Nurmagomedov because it's a different wrestling. It's Russian style. It's technical wrestling, and it's not American wrestling. American wrestling, it's muscle wrestling. It's double leg, doesn't work. I'll go double leg, doesn't work. Let's try a double leg. So it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. It's muscle wrestling. You take Nurmagomedov or you take George. They did train with different aspect, different mentality, more technical. Single leg, chest pressure doesn't work. Now you go with double leg. There's so many more options in their wrestling games. So that's why I think it's I'll go with there, and I'll take the stand up of Anderson Silva, but when he was on top, when he was like in 2000, 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009, when he was on top of that was just unreal.
Okay, I'd like to thank my guest, Patrick Cote, for a great interview. Now it's time for the Rod Pedersen Show. So this is your host, Alan the Intern, signing off.
it now.
I'm wearing headphones, rocking it back, old school radio days.
How about that?
And somebody said it looks like I'm plugged into a Walkman. And I remember when I got my first Walkman, because my brothers and I had to share it. And I was the youngest, so how often do you think I got it? And you had your case of cassettes, and then people started to crap on your music selection. And I'm like, then bring yours then! How many times did we have that conversation at parties?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
And those were some great parties, too, by the way. Welcome to the RP Show, everybody. It is, what, Thursday?
I guess.
July 15th, Canada's daytime sports talk show is on the air, but we welcome our Canadian sports fan viewers around the world, particularly in America. RP here, DD there, the Moose. The Moose is loose. You did a nice job of working on your tan yesterday. You were out on the water for a lot of the day.
Yes.
So that's good.
It's great. You know, when I get my calls line, I try and do them in like 2-3 hours of meetings or calls, and then I can go on the paddleboard and put the earbuds in, the Jabra.
How about that?
And go.
How about that?
I'm very excited about our guest list today. I am every day, but there's a couple of guys that I really want to chat with today. And one is Mitch Love, who just left the Saskatoon Blades yesterday to take over the American Hockey League Stockton Heat in Stockton, California. Mitch is a good friend of ours. We got a Blades mug here every day. Guess we got to get a Stockton Heat mug.
I guess.
How about that, Mitch? Can you get on that? And Damon Allen's going to be with us as well. The infamous DA, the first DA as far as I'm concerned, the Canadian Football Hall of Famer. Is he not still pro football's all-time passing yards leader? I think Damon is, unless he was over. At one time he was. And now he's joined the coaching staff of the Las Vegas Raiders, where his brother Marcus, by the way, was an absolute star with that franchise, and Damon Allen's going to coach the Vegas Raiders. So be on their staff anyway. So Damon's going to be joining us from the T-Dot. I'll tell you a story about Marcus Allen, by the way. He and I were at a Golden Knights game together. Marcus Allen and I. You know that story, right?
I do.
Marcus was sitting in the plush seats with the Raiders owner, Mark Davis. I was at the other end of the arena with my brother.
Yeah, you didn't go together.
No. Did I not make that clear? Marcus Allen and I were at a Golden Knights game together. Yeah. Just weren't sitting together. So, yeah, that was not
San
the
Antonio
game that I was at with Snoop Dogg. Clark just asked me. No, that was San Antonio. That was the Spurs and the Lakers. And that was funny because I came home and I was telling people I was at the NBA game with Snoop Dogg on the weekend. And they're like, you were? Yeah, he was up on the big screen and I was in the nosebleeds. But I was there. They loved it. Quick 6 show topics, please, Director Jordan, as we get rolling here. The warm-up, by the way, is brought to you by E-Cold Electric. Come check out our new Regina Data and Lighting Center, E-Cold Electric. Let's get to work. Topic number 1, I got to say this. What do I always say? These topics are of importance to me because it's my show. So number 1, it's NBA Finals last night. It was a very thrilling game last night, the Bucks and the Suns. And you look at the score, 109-103, and you would think that's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
That's closer than... The game was closer than that score would indicate. Did you watch the end of the game, or were you still out on the water?
Yeah.
It was tied with under a minute to go, and then the Bucks broke out with 6 points late to win this thing going away, and now we got a series. It's a best of 3, so they're going back to Phoenix Game 5. Chris Middleton is the talk of America right now. He dropped 40 for the Bucks. Who was Chris Middleton until last night?
I know.
Because it's always been Yanni Antetokounmpo, and while you people all call him Giannis, the Greeks call him Yanni because he's one of them. So the Greek Freak, by the way, had 26 points, 14 rebounds. Devin Booker, 42 for Phoenix, and we got a series. If you're not watching this, what are you watching? What are you watching?
I know.
Animal Kingdom? And I don't mean the Netflix show. What else would you be watching?
I know. I mean, yeah. The Open's on during the day now.
Right,
if you're
British
into golf,
Open. Thanks.
Which is, I know it's coming up, but that's during the the And then basketball at night. It's the NBA Finals.
I'm enjoying it, but hey, maybe it's just me.
But we don't watch all year.
No.
Like, we're not diehard basketball guys, but we love watching the game. And then when you get to a championship, it's the same. I'll watch every championship.
I know, but what I'm thinking of is when people say, I only watch hockey come playoff time, or only watch football come playoff time. I'm like, what kind of heathen are you? But then I realized I only watch curling come playoff time. I only watch NBA come playoff time, so I get it. I'm trying to. I thought the British Open teed off.
They should be underway.
Oh yeah,
Mackenzie
the
Hughes
leader. Who's Stewart? Stewart's 8 under. Harrington and Taylor are tied 6 under. So
okay,
they teed off around midnight our time out here. Anyways, that was point 6. I'm getting out of order here. The British Open is underway, round 1 today. 2 NFL notes. Couple things I got to say about that. Aaron Rodgers, again, as everybody knows, I watch ESPN every single morning for a variety of reasons, but they talk NFL every single day, 365. Hey, there's Dean Tix from Green Bay. One of our viewers. Happy Thursday. How about those Bucks? Middleton came out big, and the Bucks have momentum on their side. Hashtag fear the deer. He's in Green Bay. So with the take of Aaron Rodgers, so he missed minicamp this spring. Main training camps in 2 weeks. They say he's not going to be here for that, or in Packers camp. So later on, when I get to my original 16 Ultra update, Clark, that's what I'm going to talk about, is the leverage in the situation with Aaron Rodgers. So just hang on. I don't want to drop my thoughts on that just yet. But just consider this. You're under the thumb of your boss, right? You don't feel appreciated or valued. Come on. Let's be honest. You don't. But you got to go into work every day because it's your job, and you need the paycheck. Guess what? Aaron Rodgers don't need the paycheck. He could retire right now. He's made $249 million on the field alone, let alone endorsements. He doesn't need to go to Green Bay. What do you know? Relationships, business, it's always about, who's got the leverage. And right. Most players don't. Aaron Rodgers has the majority of the leverage, I feel, in Green Bay. So be very interested to watch how that plays out.
He does. He has all the leverage. Now, if Jordan Love goes out in preseason and lights the world on fire, and Aaron Rodgers holds out, and Jordan which he won't, but Jordan Love plays, that's the only way. And that's such a long shot that he's going to go out and be that good that quick. Aaron Rodgers has the leverage for sure. This is a Super Bowl window that's closing in Green Bay. And they need Rodgers.
Yeah. And by the way, the Deshaun Watson thing, there's a lot of people that won't be happy to hear what Adam Schefter had to say about the quarterback of the Houston Texans facing multiple sexual misconduct charges against females in that Houston area. And what Schefter is saying is he's not going to be able to play in Houston, but if this thing drags off into the season, legally he's going to be allowed to play, but it won't be for the Texans, and he believes he's going to be traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Eagles, who probably feel like they just got through the Michael Vick stuff, are going to have to deal now with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, Deshaun Watson, and what do they do with Jalen Hurts, who kind of pushed Carson Wentz out in Philadelphia. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to deal with.
Well, apparently the Eagles fans are okay with it because Todd Pinkney, one of our P1s, is watching. He says, Watson coming to Philly. Who cares what he does at the massage parlor? The guy can throw. He's got a great arm. Who cares? I should have known.
You should have.
I should have known. Point 3. So CFL stuff. Interesting. I see a comment has come in here from Faye Lowther. Does the name sound familiar? Faye Lowther from Truro, Nova Scotia. She writes in, she's watching. She says, I wish I was at Brett's game to see his first kickoff. We're all so proud of him. We love you, Rod, as you know. I love you too, Faye. The entire Lowther clan, the kicker for the Saskatchewan Roughriders from Truro, Nova Scotia. Just one of the best guys I've ever met in this entire business. And what she's getting at is our poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center is, will you be attending your CFL team's home opener? And by the way, if you don't like the question, blame me because it was my question. And right now it's 50-50. It's 50-50 whether you're going to your team's home opener or not. And for instance, Joe Lozito, he's watching in New York. He goes, well, I'm in New York, so no, I won't be there. Here's Faye Lowther saying, well, and she's in Truro, Nova Scotia, I won't be there. So maybe it's not a fair question. I guess the point is, if you had the means, would you be going? That was kind of my point. If you have the ability to go, would you go?
Yeah, and I think they're outliers. You know, they're going to be vocal, but they're outliers. I think for the most part, we're in a, CFL community, and I thought, it should be more like 75%, 80%. saying, yeah, they're going to be in. So a little surprising that it's 50-50, but it is early in the poll. Very early.
Chris Bird in Toronto says, Argonauts home opener, August 21st. Be there or be square. I think most that are watching this will say that they will be at their team's home opener. By the way, Jen is watching at the Four Seasons Sports Palace, and she just writes one word. Sherman. I know what you mean. Richard Sherman, the San Francisco 49ers DB, the Seahawks great. You saw what happened with him. He showed up at his in-laws the other day drunk, drove there, threatening to kill himself, and everybody thinks he's the worst person in the world. I know that I am in the 0.002% of people that will look at it this way. Let me say this again. Showed up at his in-laws, drunk, threatening to kill himself, and didn't hurt anybody. Can I say this is a hurting guy? I'd like to talk to Richard Sherman. Everybody's lambasting this guy, right? What the hell's wrong with this guy? He's lost his mind. People that are in their right minds don't drive to their in-laws drunk and threaten to kill themselves. So let's maybe pray for Richard Sherman and hope the best for Richard Sherman, who does not have any history of this that we know of publicly to this point. So how about that, Jen? That's my take, and that's what you were asking for. Do you have any thoughts on that before I move on?
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, you have to see that for what it is and get the guy help. He's a free agent. So it's not like he's ready for training camp or needs to be at a training camp. He's a free agent. He's got to get this together first, and then he can get back to football. But, yeah, I see it.
James in Borden, Manitoba says, that's a bad look for the NFL if they let a sexual predator play. I know this has to be proven in court, but when in multiple women, maybe they should sit him till everything is worked out. Well, that's a hell of a dangerous precedent, too. There is a thing in America, innocent till proven guilty. That's a thing. Somebody was saying in Canada, it's guilty until proven innocent. It's completely different. It's the law. Deshaun Watson's going to play. Like I said, this isn't going to go over well with people, but it's the law. It's dragged on. Who knows why, by the way? We're sitting up here thousands of miles away from it. There's got to be a reason why they haven't dealt with this, because usually money and sports gets things moved through the courts pretty fast.
That's right.
And the last thing on the CFL stuff is that Winnipeg's been cleared to 100% capacity for all their games. So it's moving. Point 4, National Hockey League fake news. And while you guys are all hot and bothered around here about what's going on with free agency and obviously the expansion draft, and I get it, this dawned on me while watching That's Hockey last night with Gino Reda and Craig Button. It's a lot of fake news. And so what I'm seeing is that Steven Stamkos might be asked to remove his no-trade clause in his contract. Shea Weber might be left unprotected by the Montreal Canadiens because he's injured and he might not be able to start next season. So why would we protect him? And Mark Giordano, according to my guy Craig Button, might not be protected by the Calgary Flames. Why would you? We'll go with these 7 forwards and these 3 defensemen because they're good young players. Do you know what these 3 all have in common? Do you know these players, Steven Stamkos, Shea Weber, and Mark Giordano? They're all the captains of their hockey clubs. If you believe that any one of those guys isn't going to be playing for their current team next year, you are an idiot. So I'm sitting there watching this last night going, why am I watching this? I love all these guys. I really do. They're just trying to stir this stuff up. Hey, and I'll be the first guy to eat my shorts if I'm wrong come next fall if these guys are playing somewhere else. It's fake news. The NHL's full of it right now, and I just realized why. Wake me up when the expansion draft's over and when free agency's over, and let's drop the puck. Sorry.
I know, and you hate that stuff. But that's what the armchair GMs love to do.
No, I don't.
Speculate, right? They love to speculate on where guys might go. But, yeah, you know, how often, I mean, and the viewers will be quick to point out other captains that have been traded.
Alex Pietrangelo signed with the Golden Knights. He's the captain of the Blues.
Bingo.
I get it.
So it happens. But you typically don't have success long-term without retaining your leaders. And those are all the leaders of their respective groups. Mm-hmm. So that'll be really tough.
I was just going to say what the Blues do this year, but I guess they did make the playoffs. But right. They were swept by the Avs right in round 1.
Yeah.
So, but I'll eat my shorts, as Bart Simpson says, But I don't think those guys are going anywhere. And I'm still going to watch it.
I know.
Who's the idiot? Me. Because I love this stuff, but I just got
How about that?
sucked in. Point 5, the Blue Jays, we understand, won't know until this weekend. Or sorry, they won't know by this weekend about a return. What am I missing, Moose? I'm watching Milwaukee last night. What do they call that area? Deer Park? Deer Park, I think. Look like there's 100,000 people there.
I know.
And we can't put 30,000 in a baseball stadium in Canada. That's outdoors. What the hell?
I know.
What am I missing?
I don't know. Ontario's not ready. Maybe Ontario's not ready. I mean, the restrictions are off in Alberta. Restrictions are off in Saskatchewan. 2 provinces in Western Canada. I don't believe they're lifted in Ontario, right? So
no,
that's it, right? To get special permission. They were allowed 3,500 in Montreal, but that's Quebec. It's a different province, and they were allowed 10,000 outside. But yeah, it's they're going to have to wait. They thought maybe for the start of the second half of the season, but
2 last comments here from Janet, the Four Seasons. She says, no word on Johnny Hockey. What about him? John Tavares, that's who I believe is the real Johnny Hockey. She's talking about Johnny Gaudreau. He's under contract to the Calgary Flames for at least 1 more year. He's going to be protected. He's fine. And Don Muir, watching in Winnipeg, says, good morning, guys. I usually need some emotional connection to the teams involved for me to watch. When the Lakers were done, so was I for the most part. Other than being Canadian, I had very little interest in the Habs versus Bolts. Love the show. Keep up the great work. Well, that's the difference between me and you, Don. I'll find a reason to watch. And for me, the Phoenix Suns have never won a championship. I spent a lot of time in Arizona. It's the #1 franchise there. It was the first franchise there since 1968. It's good enough for me to cheer for them.
oh yeah.
Anyways, this has been the warm-up for Ecole Electric. Mitch Love in next from the Stockton Heat of the American Hockey League. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds full-service car wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFZ Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
DirectWest has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say. And I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Just ahead of Mitch Love, the new head coach of the Stockton Heat of the American Hockey League, who's joining us from Arizona. Just some messages that have come in on the text line. The Prairie Mobile text line is open, 306-840-8777. That's 840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaaS mobility dealer. From Ray in the 6, he says, hi, Rod, help me understand how can Toronto FC play this weekend to crowds in Toronto, but we can't get an answer on the Blue Jays return. Signed, Ray, near Kitchener. I love Ray. I love me some Ray a lot. He sent us Kitchener Rangers gear. But you know, Ray, I don't know the answer to that. Do you have it? Do you don't know the answer to that?
No.
The one thing is, Chris Bird watching in Toronto says the Blue Jays technically play in an indoor stadium, so it's not the same as any of the truly outdoor stadiums in Canada. Is that where we're at? Semantics? Flip the switch, boys. Let's go. It's not like BC Place where the roof is open the size of a donut. It's outdoor. You've been in Rogers Center when the lid's open, right?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. If that's what's holding this up, it's an even bigger joke than I thought. And DG in Saskatoon writes in, says, morning, guys. Thoughts with Richard Sherman this morning that he can get the help he needs. Here's a guy without an NFL contract that probably is struggling with this period of his life and the adjustment. No doubt. Absolutely. The guy's hurting. Let's not nail him to the cross for the love of God. Let's get him the help that he needs. Never been a problem before. All right. So, yeah, Mitch Love is, we're big fans of this guy. Can you get him on the screen as he joins us from Arizona? Darren's the Blades guy more than me, but I still think you're the greatest, Mitch. And I got to say, congratulations on the move. You got your Heat jersey on there. Big week for you, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate you having me on here today. And, yeah, at least, Rod, I mean, you could at least put a Blades blazer on today or quarters up there. But
where's the coffee cup? At least hold up the coffee cup.
I got my Blades coffee cup right here, lover. I got my Blades coffee cup. Hey, so please tell me. We got a lot to unpack here, my friend. But I think the most obvious question is, how did this come to pass that you're moving up to the American Hockey League?
Well, it was a bit of a process. I mean, it was 3.5 weeks. You know, when Cale McLean, you know, earned the opportunity there and a well-deserved one to join, you know, Daryl Sutter's staff in Calgary, I reached out to Calgary and just to see if there was any opportunity to be part of the process for the vacancy in Stockton. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't really know where it was going to go. I'm sure there was a lot of quality candidates in the hunt for this position. I wasn't out there, you know, looking for a bunch of different American Hockey League jobs or anything like that. I knew there was a little familiarity with the you know, the Flames and some of their management and coaching staff with Western Canadian ties, and wanted to kind of pursue that. And here we are today, and I'm really excited about this opportunity and joining the Flames family.
You know, though, Mitch, we haven't been around each other a lot over the years, but just watching what you've said and your approach in Saskatoon and the success you've had, I knew that this day was coming, and eventually it's going to be the National Hockey League. What really cinched it for me was when Kirby Dach stayed in the NHL at 18, and you weren't whining about it. You're like, good for Kirby. Great for our program, right? And you guys really didn't miss a beat. You would have rather have had him, but you know what I'm saying, Mitch. I love your approach. And when you look back at your time in Saskatoon, you got to be very proud of it, I would think.
Yeah, like I've said to a lot of the media over the last few days here, whether it's from Calgary or Saskatchewan or Saskatoon, whatever, this wasn't an easy decision. I went back and forth to the pros and the cons, and like anybody that's going to make a life decision, and it wasn't an easy one. And that was a real testament to my experiences with ownership, the Priestner family, the management in Saskatoon, the coaching staffs I've had there, and ultimately the players. They made it such an enjoyable environment to be around each and every day. When I came there 3 years ago, all we wanted to do was be a competitive hockey team on the ice. Try to win some games and put some fans in the building and create that buzz back in the community, because that Saskatoon market and that city is an unbelievable place to live and work. And I hope we did that, and I hope they can continue to do that, which I think they will. And I'll be their biggest fan from afar.
Hey, Mitch, congratulations. How much was Hockey Canada involved in this? Andre Turigny goes to Arizona, that vacancy as the head coaching role at Team Canada is open. Was there, conversation there or thought that might have been an opportunity worth sticking around for?
Definitely, Darren. It was hard because, I've been involved in that program since 2015, and you kind of work my way throughout, the U17, U18, and U20, and that was definitely part of the decision. Like going through this. I think they're still going through a process there to replace Andre. And it wasn't easy because I would have loved to have been a part of that staff again in Edmonton, and the great people there at Hockey Canada that I have a lot of respect for, and gave me a lot of opportunity to grow as a hockey coach, as well as, my time in Everett and Saskatoon. So it was definitely a factor, but when I really went down through it and my conversations with Calgary management, this was an opportunity I just couldn't turn up. I'm familiar with a lot of their prospects through my time with Hockey Canada and the Western Hockey League and whatnot, and just really excited to be a part of that and continue to learn as a hockey coach and try to get those kids to where they want to go, which is the National Hockey League.
Mitch, I have to ask you something. We just returned from Montreal, where we were there for the Stanley Cup, and we realized we had a lot of viewers in Quebec that we didn't even know. I know that we got a lot of viewers in BC. So you got to tell me about your hometown of Quesnel, BC. Because I know two guys very well that I've been acquainted with. Mitch, the Wild Thing Shawara, not sure if you're familiar with him. Garrett Festerling, we had him with the Pats, assistant captain. Not as tough, but tough enough. What is it about Quesnel that they make mean hockey players in that town?
You know what? It's a blue-collared community. You work for everything you get there. That was the environment I grew up in, whether it was my home in Quesnel to going to the rink, playing on the outdoor rink, the basketball court, whatever it is, you earn everything you got. And I those are the values I live by. That's a credit to my family. It's a credit to the community. I'm proud to be from Quesnel and, born and raised, and still have a lot of family there. And they're doing some good things there with a lot of the hockey scene there right now, and I'm proud to be a part of that. Well, and that's my thing is they've guys like you and those guys I mentioned have helped put that town on the map. It's quite a special community. Driven through it a lot of times on the way, obviously, to Prince George on roadies past. Now, it's a lot warmer in Stockton, California, Mitch, than Quesnel, BC. What do you know about this town that you're moving to? Well, I don't know a ton, other than the fact that, they had an East Coast League franchise in terms of putting butts in the seats there. And I've kind of lost track over the years a little bit being out west in the Western Hockey League and their, move to the American Hockey League. But everybody I've talked to is very, excited about, hockey returning, obviously, after the pandemic back to Stockton. We should have a competitive team on the ice, which always helps putting fans back in the building coming out of this. And yeah, I probably got to get rid of some of my winter coats there from Saskatoon. I probably won't need those down in Stockton. But those will just be hand-me-downs probably to my family or buddies and whatnot. And, I'll have to change those into golf shirts now, I guess. Well, what do they say on Spit and Chicklets? That's the best division in pro sports. Obviously, you've looked at your schedule.
tell our viewers the teams in that division that Stockton resides in. Or maybe, I'm sure you know, what is it, Tucson, Henderson, Palm Springs coming, San Diego. Who was all in that division that you're going to?
It's changed quite a bit. You know, when I played in the American Hockey League, you know, you got a chance to go to Houston, you know, Austin, Texas, and San Antonio. And that was like the big trip that all the players look forward to. And I'm sure the staff back in the day. And then you'd go back to, you know, Massachusetts or, you know, upstate New York and there'd be snow on the ground. But now the landscape has changed so much in that league. You know, the Pacific Division has got teams in Ontario, California, Bakersfield, like you mentioned, Henderson, Tucson. You know, Abbotsford's joining that division now, so that's great. That'll be a great building to go be a part of with the Canucks and their affiliation there. And so I'm looking forward. It'll be a little more travel, you know, via bus and plane within the state, but you know, it'll be something new that I can't wait to be a part of.
Lastly, Mitch, before I let you get back to the Sun, it's nagging me a little bit, and I'll show you again, though. I do have our Blades mug here. They sent a box of stuff. That won't surprise you. Rush and Blades stuff here recently. Do you feel in a way nagging that it's undone with the Blades because you had a Memorial Cup contender, and it really did suck that you couldn't get people in your own facility? We had to play in a bubble this year. You know what I mean? Like, you had a cup contender. That's got to be tough to leave because you're going to be good this year, too.
Yeah, you know what? For sure. You know, but everybody was faced with that. I'm sure there was a lot of teams in the Western League that felt like they had a team that was strong enough to compete, you know, for a championship and whatnot. I think the biggest thing that every team probably took out of the shortened season was just preparing for this next hockey season when things are back to real life and fans in the buildings. And the one thing that I'll really miss is just the amount of talent that's going to be in that East Division this year, from not just the Blades perspective with some good young players, but, you know, the Moose Jaws, the Reginas, Brandons, and Swifts. And like there's some really talented hockey players. That division is going to be very good for the next 2 to 3 years, in my opinion. So I'm really excited to watch, obviously, Saskatoon's progression through that in terms of, you know, trying to win a division banner and be competitive and win a championship, along with all the other teams and the talent that's going to be rolling through there. So as a fan in the East Division, you should be very excited for the next couple of years.
Well, we're fans, and we can't wait. We'll miss you, though, but big Stockton Heat fans here now, Mitch. I appreciate the time. Congrats again, and thanks for this here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I'll miss your conversations. Great supporters of the Western Hockey League, and if you ever need anything, please reach out.
We will. Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. Mitch Love, the head coach of the Stockton Heat, joining us from Arizona. What do you got?
The Pacific Division in the American Hockey League.
Come on, do I want to hear this?
Abbotsford, Bakersfield, Colorado, Henderson, Ontario, San Diego, San Jose, Stockton, and Tucson. That's a division.
And soon to be coming Palm Springs.
Yeah, you get all those warm things, and then you get to make a trip to Abbotsford, which is a stone's throw from Vancouver, a trip to Colorado, beautiful mountains. So you get to, that's like the perfect place to live. Little vacation to the winter, back to the summer. Little vacation to the West Coast, back to the summer.
What a life.
Oh, my God.
He's throwing away his winter jacket, as he said.
So lucky.
I'm telling you, they call it the best division in pro sports. What is it? It's the Pacific Division of the American Hockey League.
The Pacific Division, the Western Conference.
On the Prairie Mobile text line, Brady writes in from Saskatoon, and he sachets over to our poll question today, by the way, which is, will you be attending your CFL team's home opener? So he comes around to that. But he says, hey, Rod, I'm on the bus on the way to work. Hoping Shea Weber will be back next year, but as a fan of the Habs, all I want is for him to do what's best for his health and safety. If Shea Weber does retire, I think it's a no-brainer. The next captain would be Galley. Oh, he's on nickname terms with Brennan Galley. Galley.
You know me and Galley.
He says, I thought the poll question was, will you be there, not if you could be there. In that case, my answer would be yes. So I guess my bad, I screwed up. Somebody said here yesterday that I won't admit that I'm wrong. I do it all the time, do it 5 times a day. I'm wrong 5 times a day, at least.
No, but
the question is, are you attending?
Yeah, will you go or not?
It's a yes or no question.
If you could, if you had all the money, it's like, the tickets are too much money, I don't have enough money. You can't go. So mark no, right?
Okay. This show's flying by.
Oh, yeah.
When we come back, a sports update And we're going to start viewer takeover early. We got 25 minutes for it. So write us on the Prairie Mobile text line, YouTube or Facebook if you're watching there. And we'll be right back. You're watching on the Game Plus television network across all 10 provinces in 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pie. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Moose is here, too. He's returning emails. And before I get into the sports update, Moose, you had a comment there about Mitch Love in our last interview. Do you want to throw that out? It's funny. The guy doesn't smile a whole lot.
Yeah, what did you say to him? I can't remember what you said, but you got like a half smile out of him. And for him, that's like a full big belly laugh, right? Because he is so focused and serious, right?
I think it was about the weather.
Might have been about the weather. Yeah, exactly.
Stockton, California.
Happy to get out. And or no, it wasn't. It was about Quinnell. What is it about Quinnell that raises mean, tough hockey players? You kind of got a half.
I made him smile twice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Not easy.
But no, he's going to be really successful.
And who's going to be the next coach of the Saskatoon Blades? Tim Hunter, maybe. Sports update, Chris Middleton scored 40 points, including 10 straight for the Milwaukee Bucks down the stretch to send them past the Phoenix Suns 109-103 in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. It's down to a best of 3 now. Game 5 goes Saturday in the Valley of the Sun. The Fraser Valley Bandits had 7 players score at least 8 points as they took down the Guelph Nighthawks by a score of 92-71 Wednesday night in Abbotsford, BC, in front of fans for the first time since 2019. This is Canadian Elite Basketball League play. Tonight, Edmonton is at Hamilton at the, what is it? First Ontario Centre, I believe. Used to be Cops Coliseum. Great spot. Love that arena. And on Friday, Saskatchewan is home to the Guelph Nighthawks. Have you talked to the Rattlers, Moose? Do we need to tell them that we're coming up there?
I think we need to just send them a note.
Okay, we're coming to Saskatoon. Road trip. A person with knowledge of the situation says U.S. Olympic guard Bradley Beal has entered the health and safety protocols related to COVID-19, which raises the possibility that he might miss the Tokyo Games. Beal will be tested multiple times in the coming days, according to the person who spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity. How about that? He's my favorite NBA. He's my favorite NBA player right now, Bradley Beal, from the Washington
And he has been
Wizards.
for a while.
I love him. He's just something cool about him. Yeah. Why am I watching highlights of the U.S. Olympic basketball team on SportsCenter, but I can't get a damn CEBL score?
That's a shame.
I'm just putting it out there. I'll speak on behalf of Mike Morreale because he can't. Why am I getting inundated every morning with USA team basketball highlights, and I can't get the score between Edmonton and Hamilton? Last time I checked, we're in Canada, aren't we?
By the way, just at that moment, cut that off, Clark.
What?
You clip that, send that to Mike. He'll probably want to tweet that himself. So just so he has a little more ammo,
right?
Make a note to send that to Mike.
A government official with the talks, a government official familiar with the talks tells the Associated Press that the Blue Jays won't find out by this weekend whether they'll get permission from the federal government to play at Rogers Centre soon. A team spokeswoman said the club continues to work with the federal government toward playing games at Rogers Centre starting July 30th and expected to receive a response by Friday, but the government official familiar with the talks said the Blue Jays will not learn whether they will get to play in Toronto by this weekend. By the way, when we talked earlier about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers and leverage, and in every relationship, who's got the leverage is who wins. Newsflash, you just don't want to piss the government off.
No, you don't.
They have the ultimate leverage, by the way, and that's where we're at in this country. However many days into this thing that we are. Like in America. Yeah, stop. You know where I'm going with that. And here's one. Athletes at the Tokyo Olympics will put their medals around their own necks to protect against spreading COVID-19. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach says it's a very significant change to traditional medal ceremonies. Medals will be placed on a tray by a person wearing disinfected gloves and presented to the athletes, who will take them from the tray and place them around their necks. Medalists and ceremony officials will have to wear masks. This sports update for the Tap Brew House and Drive-Thru Liquor Store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. Yeah, from viewer Jordan Ewart on YouTube. What a joke! In all caps. Allie writes in from Edmonton. She says, morning RP show from downtown Edmonton. She said, this is my view of Commonwealth Stadium this morning. Lots of smoke. Hope it's not like this in Sask. Forest fires going on in northern Alberta? I haven't been that familiar with the news of late. I know BC's had some issues. It's a photo that you can't even see Commonwealth Stadium for smoke in the air. That'll be the next thing, right? Trying to get the CFL kicked off. And remember that game?
Yes.
It was 2 years ago when Edmonton was inundated with smoke, 2019.
Yeah.
And they almost didn't play the game.
I know.
Ray in the 6 writes in, Kitchener area. He says, hey, Rod, I'd love to go to the Argos home opener and plan on it if Ontario can get its act together. Tried purchasing tickets. They're not available. With 3 weeks to the season opener. He's just putting it out there. I mean, clearly, what am I supposed to say about that? I haven't got this phone figured out yet. Not even anywhere close, Moose. You'd think one day that I would.
Yeah.
So, I think we feel for the Canadian Football League in that they don't want any of this. It's completely out of their control. We go back a couple months and say they should have played in a bubble, but they didn't want to play in a bubble. Let's move on. Jim Wagner writes in on the Prairie Mobile text line. He says, "Morning, boys. Supporting local is a must, and all your sponsors are amazing. Visited a few this weekend. Suds, love that Kirby and that place. Ultimate Fan Zone, wow, impressive store. The Mad Greek, man, I'm glad that place is not in Regina. I'd eat there every day and drink the sauce. Great show. Enjoy each day, all." That's from Jim Wagner. How about that? I'm telling you, what did Giulio Caravata say? My Italian friend, BC Lions color commentator, saying, I'm coming to town. We're going to the Mad Greek in Moose Jaw. What the hell? You've been holding out on me. I said, it's because you're not Greek. So
you don't have to be to enjoy it. It's unreal.
I appreciate the folks that are supporting our sponsors because that's what's keeping us on the air every day. If you like what we're doing, please do that. What was the guy saying? And when we come back, we'll get into more of this. Jeff the Stamps fan said something about how do Rider fans feel about having to pay to go to the games? Did you see that comment?
I missed it.
I completely misread what he was saying. So we'll talk about that when we come back. What do Rider fans think of being charged to attend green and white game? I suppose it's just a crowd control measure. Missed it. What are we? Do you guys know what he's talking about?
I think he's talking about the scrimmage.
They're happens in the States all the time. Happens in the National Football League, does it not? I think you need to buy tickets to go watch those scrimmages.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah. You never used to, like to go to SMF Field to watch the green and white scrimmage?
This is a first for the Riders. But in the States...
But it's not for the first.
They do it all the time. Spring league in college football.
And...
Spring game, I mean.
You know, from a business perspective, there's no preseason games. There's no football in the field for 2 seasons. This is an opportunity. You know there's demand to see the team right away before the games kick off. Reduced ticket.
Right.
It's not that bad.
Hey, support for the Rod Pedersen Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. I'm still using the 3.0 because it's so damn good. He's got the 4.0. Look at him. Look at this kid. Look at that. Fresh and trimmed.
Not for my face.
You're using it on your face, too?
Clearly not.
How about that?
Clearly not.
You heard that right. The 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RP20 at manscaped.com. They sponsored UFC 264, too. We saw the logo on the apron of the ring, of the cage. And can I just say this? No clunky cords, no clunky razors that weren't meant for that area. Specifically designed for that region. Now that you're all freaked out, we'll take a break and come back with Viewer Takeover. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com. Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. It is viewer takeover time, one of my favorite times of the show. But I should tell you that coming up in hour two, we'll be joined by Damon Allen, who retired as the all-time passing leader in pro football. He's joined the staff of the Las Vegas Raiders, coaching staff. DA coming up in hour two from Toronto ahead of heading to Las Vegas. Prairie Mobile text line's open. I'll say it again, 306-840-8777. Numbers on the screen, 840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. It's daytime sports talk live on Game Plus TV Network, and we do have news out of the National Hockey League today. As producer Clark said, it's not fake news. This is real news, Moose. Keith Yandel's been bought out by the Florida Panthers, which I don't think is a surprise to anybody, is it?
No.
Anthony Duclair has signed a 3-year deal with those Florida Panthers. Duke. Have we not expected more out of him in his NHL career?
A little bit.
I think I expected more than what he's done. He's been a suitcase. He played on that Team Canada with McDavid and Domi.
Oh, yeah.
He was like the third of the three Musketeers.
He was good, really good.
Not that Domi's been lighting it on fire either, but anyways, he signed a 3-year deal with the Panthers. Gustav Forsling has signed a 3-year deal with the Panthers. And I just love this guy. Garrett Mitchell has re-signed with the Rockford Ice Hogs in the American Hockey League. He's a former Washington Capital, and he's from the sweatpants capital here. And he's one of my favorite people in the world. Garrett Mitchell signing with the Rockford Ice Hogs. Thank you, Clark, for the actual real news, because as I talked about in the Quick Six earlier, there's a lot of fake news out there in the NHL right now, and it's being purported by our friends, but that Stamkos might be out of Tampa, Shea Weber might be out of Montreal, Mark Giordano might be out of Calgary, and I'm like, stop it! Stop! Just getting people all hot and bothered for no reason. So the Saskatchewan Roughriders are going to charge people to come to their green and white scrimmage. I don't have an opinion on it. I thought they were charging in the NFL for such games over the years, but Dean Tix is watching in Green Bay right now, And he says in Green Bay, no charge normally for Packers practices, but they do charge for their family night, which is a more glorified intra-squad scrimmage. Well, I think he's kind of agreeing with me there. This isn't a practice they're charging for. People are not familiar with what the Rough Riders green and white scrimmage is. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Or what I'm talking about.
That's right. And normally you don't charge for this. It's more of a fan fest, let everybody in, see the game, blah, 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 blah. But this is in the stadium. We're in COVID times, so selling a ticket means you get to control who's in and out and make sure that's a formal process. And there's no preseason either. So there's extra demand. You would charge money for a preseason game. This kind of replaces that. I think, as a business, you see an opportunity with some demand. I don't hate it. I really don't. I think it's okay. You have to understand this isn't going to be the norm going forward, or it shouldn't be. I think it's a one-off, and I think this is okay. I really do.
Money's tight. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I don't have it. I don't, one way or the other. I don't have an opinion on that. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
From Pinckney. How about the Pats making Jeopardy? Did you see that? You guys tell me when we got to be out here. 30?
I missed it.
Thank you. Yeah, I just saw it this morning. Somebody tweeted it. Hang on. How about this? God's team. The Regina Pats making Jeopardy last night. Pro sports teams in Saskatchewan include the Saskatoon Blades and the Regina Pats in this sport. What is hockey, Alex? It's not Alex anymore, but whomever it is. Yeah, we made it. We made it. Hour 2 coming up with Damon Allen. Stick around, everybody, right here on Game Plus Television.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Right now.
I'm wearing headphones, rocking it back, old school radio days.
How about that?
And somebody said it looks like I'm plugged into a Walkman. And I remember when I got my first Walkman, because my brothers and I had to share it. And I was the youngest, so how often do you think I got it? And you had your case of cassettes, and then people started to crap on your music selection. And I'm like, then bring yours then! How many times did we have that conversation at parties?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It's the second hour, everybody, of the Rod Pedersen Show on this Thursday, July 15th, in the year of our Lord, 2021. Moose DuPont's doing business over there.
That's right.
Because we're in the business of doing business. And how's business, Moose?
Business is great.
Good. It's booming.
It's booming. Pandemic's over, didn't you hear?
No, it ain't.
It's not over. And no, business is good.
It's not over because we're in Canada. That's where we are. This is Canada's daytime sports talk show. And I bring that up because a few reasons. One, I see from our friends at 3downnation.com, Canada's foremost source on the Canadian Football League, that Rough Riders linebacker Dion Lacey is back at practice today, exiting COVID protocol. It was Tuesday that Dion Lacey, the former Buffalo Bill linebacker, was pulled off the field in the middle of practice. He's back out there today. I know nothing about any of this. So it's like, my guess is he tested positive on Tuesday.
Yeah.
How he's back out 2 days later, I don't know. Wish him well, and away we go. From Rick Resenthaler in Edmonton. And by the way, what we do here in the second half kickoff, if you're new to this show, and I understand there's a lot of people that are new to it, we talk with you, the viewer. Later on in the second segment, we'll chat with Damon Allen, the newest coach of the Las Vegas Raiders NFL coaching staff. But right now, we talk about what we've been getting to throughout the day. And this is NBA Finals, NFL notes. Richard Sherman's in some trouble, and our heart goes out to him. Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, some CFL stuff, NHL fake news. There's a lot going on. Jeff, the Stamps fan, chimes in and says, I heard Micah Johnson isn't there today. Eesh. For those that don't know, this is the big stud defensive tackle of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who's built like a Buick. My God, he's big.
Part of the core four.
One of the top four players on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I ran into him in the gas station last week, and I was like, last year. And I'm like, my God, are you big?
And you're not a small guy.
No, I'm not a small guy. No, he's no taller than me, but he is built like a Coke machine. And, of course, if you know these ballers, they go straight from the stadium to do their errands and then go home. So, of course, he's wearing socks, sandals, Rough Rider gym shorts, and a muscle shirt. Huge. And he's not at practice today. Okay. Anyways, from Rick in Edmonton, Year of Our Lord. That's what Steve Bannon says on his show. Who's Steve Bannon? Should I know? I just heard a from Clark. He's the who? He was Trump's guy? Okay, whatever. I don't know who he is. Jeff in the zone watching on YouTube says, Sup, Rod and Darren. How do you guys feel about the NBA Finals? And who do you guys all have winning? You haven't been watching. Am I right? Fits and spurts, is
that's right. But I'm going to be every game from here on out. I'll be watching. And I feel like Milwaukee's the favorite. I really do. But my heart's with the Suns, and I think the Suns are going to pull it off.
Cool.
Yeah. I love the underdog story. And I know Milwaukee hasn't won in a
Who's calling me from White Plains, New York?
How about that?
I didn't know there was a White Plains, New York.
Okay.
Don't they know we're on the air? One day they'll get it. Some people are a little upset that, it is July, and we're going to talk about the CFL because it is Canada. And some people are upset that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are charging for their annual green and white scrimmage. They never have before. I've covered 20 of them as voice of the team, and before that, more, before I was even voice of the team. Whatever. Where did Tank Abbott, watching in the Energy City, say? Remember what he said about the cost of it?
Yeah.
He's like...
$5.
Yeah, if you can't afford $5... Here it is. If you don't like watching a scrimmage for $5, don't go. 14 and under are free. Like the Regina Pats, God's team, featured on Jeopardy last night, don't you know? Whew. They charge a toonie for their blue and white game. What? Here you go. Here's $5. Did you know people like to bitch? Did you?
What?
Breaking news.
What?
People like to bitch. Breaking news. $5 and everybody's in a flap. I think it's just Jeff the Stamps fan who's trying to stir things up. Ryan McCarthy, he's watching the program right now in Saratoga, New York. He says, I'm not calling, I promise. I'm in upstate New York. White Plains is downstate.
It must be bad because you never hear anybody say, I live in downstate New York.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but upstate New York sounds real classy.
Yeah.
I've never heard of downstate New York.
Jonathan Kinder's watching in Kansas City, Missouri. He says the Chiefs charge for training camp practices. To be frank, if I may be frank, I'm shocked they weren't charging years ago. Any public event for a pro sport, I'm shocked you ever got in free for the last 10 years. Have you seen the salaries lately? I was talking to another. What's Mahomes supposed to make this year? They got to pay him somehow.
I know.
Isn't he making $45 million this year, Patrick Mahomes?
I think so.
And with bonuses, Dakota Prescott from America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, he's making more than that with bonuses and everything else. What do you expect? Mike Blackbird in Toronto says, he says, Jeff is always trying to poke the bear. Yep. Is that me? Am I the bear?
Yeah. In this
if you saw me with my shirt off, I kind of look like one.
How about that?
Now that image isn't getting out of my head.
From Benjamin Genoway. Benjamin, would you mind letting us know where you're watching from? He's writing on YouTube, and he says, hey, Rod, what inspired you to start the show? And you know what? Maybe it's time. We got all these new viewers, right? Maybe it's time he did. And the other guy, Paul, who buzzes around here like a firefly, and I don't know where he is today.
Yep.
Do you want in 2 minutes or less answer that question, what inspired me to do this show? And then I'll take it off the end of that.
Well, we started working together.
Yes.
In 2015. And it grew and grew and grew. And we spent more and more time together. And I kind of recognized that you have this national talent and this voice. And I've been pushing you, even before you left your old job, to do something like this.
That's right.
And then when you left the old job, I'm like, oh, perfect. This is it. And started building the studio and, all these things that you deserve, and kept bringing you in here. And this is cool. And then, we started doing the show. I just knew that, we needed to get you in front of more people. And here we are.
Here we are. How about that? And that's the thing, is I'm fielding all these calls every day from folks in the mainstream media, and you're there for a lot of them, and they're like, how do we do what you do? How do we do what you do? I'm like, 2 years ago, you didn't want to do what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But this is how, and I'm also fielding calls from guys that are, oh, they're making me do this. They're making me do that. They're mad that I said this. What do I do? And I'm like, there's really nothing you can do. They got you. They got you.
Yeah.
And nobody's got us, as you can tell. And that's the nice feeling of all of this. More from Jonathan in Kansas City, Missouri, where my relations in Missouri, that's how they say it. He says, I'm young enough, I don't remember when anything for the Chiefs was free. Yeah, but they won you a Super Bowl, by the way. Let's just remember that. Would you pay? We've said that for years and years and years and years. Would you go through a painful rebuild with your favorite franchise if you knew that a championship was attached to it? We would all say yes, but the problem is you never know what's at the end of the rainbow.
That's why we chase it.
Yes.
That's why. I mean, if you knew, it wouldn't be as fun. You know, you got to be invested. You got to, take a chance. And that's what we do in sports, and it's wonderful.
And you're either in or you're out. I mean, trust me, I get it. I change NHL teams every 4 or 5 years. Works great.
I should do that.
It's not as hard as you'd think. Listen. Ron Lancaster's grandson, and for you Americans, he's the greatest quarterback in CFL history. It's 11-11, by the way. His grandson coaches with the Calgary Stampeders, and Mark Mueller's his name. And Ron Lancaster's daughter, I said to her, how can you just change allegiances all the time from Saskatchewan to Hamilton to Edmonton to Calgary? Because her son's now coaching with Calgary, right? She's like, it's not as hard as you think. I've recruited a lot of people to the bandwagon of the Vegas Golden Knights. Do you want to come on over, Darren?
I was a foot in the water for sure.
It's not that hard.
I had a foot in the water during the playoffs.
It's not that hard.
I might.
You're thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it.
I mean, you don't want to cheer for the Seattle Kraken.
No.
What the hell are they? What have they ever done?
But I feel like I've got enough chips in the middle of the table that I can't just fold now. I'm kind of stuck where I'm stuck.
With the Leafs?
You've invested enough.
You actually think they're going to win a Stanley Cup, and you're going to come back and go, I shouldn't have gave up on them.
Every time, I know.
They're not going to.
Yeah, but I'm in. I'm invested. I can't not.
Hey, I respect it.
Thank you.
I absolutely respect it. CD, the Ticats fan. Oh, the CFL fans have woken up. CD, the Ticats fan, says greater than Warren Moon or Doug Flutie? Just full disclosure, I never saw Ron Lancaster play live. So when I say the greatest ever, he retired as the all-time leading passer in CFL history. He's an absolute icon of the league. I never saw him play live. So it would probably be Flutie. Damon Allen's obviously right up there. That's the thing. Ronnie retired as the all-time passing leader. Damon overcame him. We might have to put this to Damon if we said, not counting yourself, and Damon Allen's lined up, and he'll be joining us shortly here, but not counting yourself, who's the greatest quarterback in CFL history? Warren Moon had his 5 consecutive. And it's interesting that this, Grey Cups, and it's interesting that this comes from a Ticats fan, because he ain't even mentioning any Ticat quarterbacks.
No. Danny Mack.
That's the only guy you can think of. And,
and we haven't talked about Calvillo, who would obviously be right up there in any conversation of top 3 quarterbacks.
And that's another thing, by the way. That's why I'm interested to have Damon Allen on. For obvious reasons, you know why he's going to coach with the Las Vegas Raiders. Who wouldn't want to? But do you follow Anthony Calvillo on Instagram, by the way?
I don't think I do.
He, just go look at his Instagram. Maybe Clark could call it up. I don't know if we can put it on the screen. He's at the wheel of a boat right now with his 2 kids behind him. Loving life. We were just out there, Darren, in Montreal we weren't on the St. Lawrence River. We were by it. I guess for a moment we were on it because we broke into that yacht. The yacht just was
I do follow Anthony.
You follow him?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I don't know how quick we can find it, but he's loving life.
Of course. Look at these photos. I'm sorry. I hate to say that when we can't show them on the screen.
It's like Brendan Labatt's pulling his RV around. He's Robin Williams in, what was that show?
RV. It's called RV.
Exactly.
How about that?
And Damon, while having been an ambassador for the CFL for a while on the Argo, I think he's done with RVing. Damon's ready to jump right back into it. But I'm just saying some guys are just really enjoying having their summer off. And Damon might even be in Vegas right now. I'm not so sure. He's in Cali? Okay. Regarding the all-time greatest quarterbacks, yeah. Chris Bird in Toronto says Anthony Calvillo's up there. Flutie always comes up. Damon Allen. EGA is watching on YouTube. That is their handle. EGA. Good morning, Mr. Pedersen and company. The only team bringing a championship to Saskatchewan soon will be the Regina Pats.
How about that?
Yes. God's team. I just happen to have a hat here. So even in July, we're talking about God's team, the Regina Pats, who were on Jeopardy last night, by the way. Listen, can we go to a break yet? Because Damon's ready, and I want to talk to him. The newest member of the Las Vegas Raiders coaching staff joins us next. CFL icon, pro football icon, Damon Allen. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
At Capital Ford Lincoln, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital Ford Lincoln, we'll buy it.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Laid back and kicking it. Let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. The RP Show continues on Game Plus Television. And just ahead of bringing in Damon Allen, a man that, when I say about these guys, that needs no introduction, then I go and introduce them. But retired as the CFL's all-time passing leader, pro football's all-time passing leader, was eventually surpassed by Anthony Calvillo, which we'll get to with DA here momentarily. He's from San Diego, California, America's finest city, played at Cal State Fullerton, And then into the Canadian Football League with the Edmonton Eskimos, Ottawa Rough Riders, Hamilton Tiger Cats, Edmonton Eskimos again, Memphis Mad Dogs, BC Lions, Toronto Argonauts. A 4-time Grey Cup champion. How many times MVP of the league, DA? A lot, let's put it that way.
Hey, only once.
As usual, you look great. Congratulations on joining the Las Vegas Raiders, man. To me, that came out of nowhere. So bravo, and how'd this come about, sir?
Well, I think it all started, the previous Grey Cup, it just was played, and I made the announcement that I was interested in coaching. I've always had it in me, and I think it was the right time to come out and desire to coach. And so I hired Bill Scott to try to give me interviews. And unfortunately, during that time, during the interview process, I didn't get any interviews. And then after that, the league didn't play at all. And so I started to look at different avenues and understood that there's other paths that you can take to get into coaching. And I know the Bill Walsh program, I've heard about it. What made it even more significant was the fact that when Henry Burris went through the program, we had conversations throughout the whole time he was doing his internship with Chicago Bears, and I applied the following March. And it took, March till June to figure out when all 32 teams would get an opportunity to see your resume, and I was selected by the Raiders. So that was pretty exciting. I'm excited about the opportunity and to learn as much football as possible. And so I'm excited about the journey, the path, and all the challenges that will take place for me in an internship to understand what goes on in the background coaching aspect in the National Football League. And so it's a new venture, but I'm excited, ready to, put the helmet on and challenge it head on.
Here's the Associated Press story. Damon Allen will work with the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders coaching staff as part of the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship program. You just mentioned it's the same one that Hank was in with the Bears. And
yes.
Yeah. Your brother Marcus inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2003. Damon was enshrined in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in 2012. What did your brother say about this? And did he... Obviously, you did this all on your own, but what did Marcus have to say about this?
I mean, he's excited for me and the opportunity. And, the Raiders were one of my 5 teams I had to select. There were 2 options during the Bill Walsh program. You can either open it up to all 29 teams and select 5 teams. I wanted to open it up to all 29 teams, but at the same time, I wanted to select 5 teams as well. And I had people make phone calls to those 5 teams to let them know that I'm in the program, that I'm interested in working with those teams. And like the Raiders were one of my 5. And so I'm very thankful for it to work out.
Okay, off the top of my head, because Damon, I know you would have jumped in this head first. Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota. Who are you going to be working with there with the Raiders?
As far as the position coach I'll be working with?
Yeah, well, the players.
I don't know.
Yeah. What are you going to be doing? I assume you're coaching quarterbacks. What are you going to be doing?
Well, you never know. And I have an idea on, what I want to do as far as that position. But, whatever they want me to do, I'm prepared to do. Whether it's the different positions on the football field, that's just an opportunity for me to learn more than what I know now. So it doesn't matter what position that I'm, learning from. I understand the game of football on offense and defense. And so I'm excited about, stepping on the field and be among some of the great minds in the National Football League and coaching and learn as much as I possibly can. And like I said, like as a professional football player, I tried to collect as much tools in my toolbox, and I'm going to do the same way in coaching.
By the way, some of the viewers were asking why I laughed when you mentioned the CFL Most Outstanding Player Award. I had this mixed up on your Wikipedia. You're 3-time Grey Cup MVP, 1-time league MVP. And I'll come back on that in a moment. I want to ask you some CFL stories, but first, what's the reaction been like in the pro football world since this announcement on Monday, by the way, for you?
It's been amazing, especially throughout Canada. I mean, the press release came through Canada first, and so the response from everyone and wishing me well has been really great. And they understand the passion I have for the game of football. And I've always had coaching in me. For me, it's always been about timing and being in the right situation and being with the right coach that gives you an opportunity to understand, what you bring to a football team. And, unfortunately, it's not going to be in the CFL, but it's an opportunity for me to potentially coach in the National Football League.
Unbelievable. So on that, the guy doesn't get any interviews with CFL teams and gets hired by the NFL's Raiders. So there's something to be found in that, by the way. But so here in Saskatchewan, they got a guy by the name of Paxton Lynch, who's in camp right now with the Rough Riders, first-round pick of the Denver Broncos. And he had said after his first day on the field, Damon, that this league's more difficult than he thought, and that he wants to get back to the NFL. Obviously, who doesn't, right? But what would you say, because now you're going to carry the CFL banner, I hope, in Vegas, and you're going to be dealing with these guys about this CFL game that is not that easy. Like, what would you say to Paxton Lynch as the guy that's trying to resurrect his career in the CFL?
I would say to him, learn as much as he possibly can on the defensive side of the ball, because that's the area where, with the extra guy, it will be a little bit different. They can do a little bit more things on the defensive side of the ball with an extra man. Now they can zone blitz and create pressure. And I think at the same time, that's what I did when I first came to the league. I mean, I had a desire to play. I mean, I was tossing the ball up in every game, Matt Dunnigan was playing with, and I was the backup. But he has to prepare himself in a way and that will prepare him to say when his name is called, he has to be ready to play. That's the difficulty in the role of a backup or potential guy who's on the bench. Every day in practice is his game day. And so he has to take the position and where he's at this present time, because he's not the starter. But he is trying to get used to the field size, playing the different hashes, learning the defenses. And I think that's the thing he needs to focus on. Because you have to believe that anybody who's in any professional setting, whether it's National Football League or CFL, they have the skill set to play. For him is to learn how the game is played in Canada.
So to this list again, I misread. It's a 3-time Grey Cup MVP, 1-time league MVP. And for me, Damon, if I may, I was on the sidelines for the 2004 Grey Cup in Ottawa. It was just awesome. You had the Argos there against Wally's Lions, your old team, and he couldn't decide between Casey Printers or Dave Dickinson, and you just came in and ate his lunch that day. What you did? What? Listen, people will ask you which is your favorite Grey Cup win, and that's an unfair question to ask, but that one in Ottawa that day in 2004 was pretty special.
Yes, it was pretty special because of the setting, the circumstances, how I came to Toronto, and it was through BC, and and the conversations we had with Wally, and it's a whole unique story behind it, because I think when Wally, let me go, he was basically, to me, I took it, was basically saying that my good days and my good years are behind me. And, it's amazing that if a player would listen to someone else describe or to control someone's career, I mean, that's why I always try to let players know that, man, hey, retire when you want to, when it's time to go. And if I would have listened to Wally that my good days were over, I probably wouldn't have won another Grey Cup, or I wouldn't have won Most Outstanding Player, a few years later. And so for me is I tell every athlete, stay on scholarship, play as long as you possibly can. You know when it's time. And that's why that story was so unique, because what I went through to get to Toronto, and I knew who we were going to play in the Grey Cup after the Eastern final game. And that was before the Western final game was played. I knew we were going to play the BC Lions.
Well, right. So you had the motivation. Of course, I get what you're saying, because it was a doubleheader on that day. Yeah. Well, I knew it was special to you, Damon, and maybe it's because of all the time we spent together over the years, but I'm glad that you told that story. Jeff, the Stampeders fan, says Damon won 2 Grey Cups at McMahon Stadium, beating Calgary twice in the West Final. And if I may, Damon, on that 04 Argos team, you had Ricky Williams on it, right? And he broke his arm in a game at Taylor Field. And here was just a guy, when he came to Canada from the NFL, Ricky Williams. Did he not think that he was going to... Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't on the 04 team. He was on the 05 team.
Okay, well, when he came up, either way, did he not think he was going to light it up in the CFL? Or what was his... What do you remember about what his expectations were about being a tailback in the CFL?
Well, it's unique because you have to understand, after the 04 season in 05, we're the #1 rated offense in the CFL. And then Ricky came, and we completely changed our offense. We released Ken Austin as our offensive coordinator, and then we started to run the football a lot more when Ricky came. So we changed our offense completely when Ricky came. And so there was a lot of pressure on not only us signing him, but to really involve him in the offense. And it was just a whole unfortunate story that happened, because I think that started somewhat of our downfall. Instead of Ricky coming into the #1 offense in the league at that time in 05, we decimated our whole system. And so we had to focus more on running the football. And that's why our numbers were so much different from 2005 to 2006, is because the presence of Ricky, and we felt that Ricky would enhance the 2005 offensive team that lost in the Eastern Final that year.
And Kent doesn't like to run the football.
Ricky was a smart football player. I mean, he was skillful, can catch, run. He can do it all behind the backfield. And we just felt that we went to a 2-back system instead of having Ricky as the 1-back system in a 5 receiver spread offense. And I thought in 2006 we would have eventually had a better feel for what we can do with Ricky at all. But unfortunately, Austin was let go that year.
Craig Campbell is watching from the Hockey Hall of Fame in downtown Toronto. He says, I was in an end zone standing in the temporary stands watching Damon and team win another one for the Argos in 04. Thanks, Damon. So there's one from an Argo fan thanking you for bringing home a championship. Ryan McCarthy watching in New York State says, question for Damon. I might be wrong, but I heard that you wore the same shoulder pads from your time at Cal State Fullerton and throughout your entire pro career. Is that true?
The truth of the matter, the shoulder pads I was wearing were Brian Kelly's when he retired. And I started wearing his shoulder pads. They were the oldest Wilson shoulder pads with basically no padding in it. And, I never wanted to wear big pads. I always wanted to wear, small pads where I can, it would be no restriction on the different release points in my career. And so I've always wore Brian Kelly's old pads.
There you go. There's the story. Damon, I don't really want to let you go, but I will. I just want to ask you this. What's next in terms of getting down to Vegas? Training camps in a couple weeks. Like, what's up? What's the plan?
Well, I start, July the 23rd is when I first arrived in Vegas and going to Vegas. And then from there, I think training camp starts the 27th. And so I will be down there 4 or 5 days prior to training camp with the other coaches and learning as much, like I said, it's going to be a cram session for me to try to get a great feel for what, the Raiders are doing offensively. I mean, but like I said, I know football and I can adapt, and it'll be no different than a rookie's trying to learn the offensive plays or defensive plays in training camp. So, it's a lot of sessions that you have to be by yourself and put the time and work in, and communicate and try to have a great feel of what the innovation of their offense and what the premise of their offense is all about. But I'm confident that I'll be able to do those things because I understand the big picture.
Any nervousness at all, or just straight on excitement?
My excitement has more to do with, facing the challenge of something new, something different on the coaching realm. But I'm confident that I can communicate. I'm confident that I can take in and understand and apply. In the same time, it's going to be interesting. Understanding the energy that Coach Gruden brings is my kind of guy. I love that kind of energy because I'm passionate when I step on the field. I have fun when I step on the field, and I have joy. In the same time, hopefully I can translate that among the players and the system that I'll learn while I'm there, and leave it all on the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, I see that synergy with yourself and Chucky. And like everything you've done, you're going to be great, Damon. I'm so proud of you and happy for you. A few more Raiders fans here right now. So thanks for this today, Damon. We'll be watching. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, too. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, bud. Canadian Football Hall of Famer, Damon Allen. Wow. That's exciting.
Very cool. It's the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship Program, the same one Henry Burris went through, and Henry Burris turned that program into a full-time job. Damon's going to turn this, I'm sure, into a position coach or a full-time job.
Of course.
Once they get, and Gruden spends time around him and the other coaches and that group, they're going to fall in love with DA.
One, Craig Campbell from the Hockey Hall of Fame, which, by the way, I told him, and I'll say it now on live television, he just did an outstanding job of carrying the trophy out onto the ice at Amalie Arena in Tampa Bay. You didn't slip, Craig. That's what I was worried about.
Oh.
Him and Phil Pritchard, you guys did a great job. Anyways, he says those shoulder pads need to go to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Yeah, where is the Canadian Football Hall of Fame right now?
Speaking of that kind of stuff, in John Carr's office in Calgary, the equipment trainer for the Dinos,
yes,
works closely with the Stamps too in the same building. He has Doug Flutie's shoulder pads sitting in his room. I put them on.
Come on,
I've put them on. There's a photo somewhere. They would fit me.
You're taller than Doug Flutie, by the way.
That's the problem. Yeah.
We'll be right back. They're telling me to shut up and go to break. Sports update next. Overtime. The original 16 update. The Ultra update 2. Everybody loves that. That's coming up. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pie. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, we got talking in the break, and I didn't get my thing up here, but I'm ready now. Sports update. The Bucks and Suns are heading back to Phoenix for Game 5 of the NBA Finals with 2 wins each. Chris Middleton scored 40 points to send Milwaukee past the Suns 109-103 in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. A big block from Giannis Antetokounmpo late in the game gave the Bucks their second straight victory. And if you weren't watching the game but you were listening, that was kind of me last night. Mike Brame, the voice of the NBA on ESPN. What a block by Giannis. It was so good, and you weren't even watching. The game was tighter than 109-103, which seems tight, but it would. I'm getting into it. What else is there to watch?
That's right.
Jeopardy, where they mentioned the Regina Pats last night, and the Blades, by the way. A government official familiar with the talks told the Associated Press that the Blue Jays won't find out by this weekend whether they will get permission from the federal government to play at Rogers Center soon. A team spokesman said the club continues to work with the federal government toward playing games at Rogers Center starting July 30th and originally expected to receive a response by Friday. I'm smiling because it's so ridiculous. All you can do is laugh, I guess. But can you imagine being Canadian sports executives? You know, the guy wrote in earlier from Toronto, one of our viewers, Ray from the 6. He's like, Rod, how come Toronto FC can play tomorrow night in front of a crowd at BMO, but the Blue Jays can't? Do I look like Justin Trudeau? Ask him. He responds to people on Twitter, doesn't he?
I don't know.
You've never wrote him.
I don't know. I've never tried writing
him. The rush to the Major League playoffs for fans all over begins tonight when the second half opens with one game in Major League Baseball. Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, and the American League East leading Boston Red Sox visit Yankee Stadium to start an early stretch that could decide New York's fate. The Yankees are 4th in the division, 8 games behind Boston. The Blue Jays return to action Friday against the Texas Rangers in B-Town, Buffalo. They say the Blue Jays need to win 45 games to have a chance of winning the division. I think it's going to be more than that.
Probably be more than that. Again, we're halfway through. But the way they're scoring runs, They should be better than they are. They'll get more wins in the second half. They really will.
Jen at the Four Seasons says the Calgary Stampede's been filling her afternoons. What's that on CBC? Watching rodeo? Go back to how we started. I only watch when it's playoffs.
Get me to the finals of the rodeo. And
the last day, the $50,000 with Mark Lee in a cowboy hat. I love me some Mark Lee, but no.
Sounded like you were ready to announce the Chuck Wagon.
Oh, I could.
Oh, yeah.
I got asked one time to announce rodeo, and my brother's like, don't. An actual competitive cowboy. He's like, don't. You'll make a fool of yourself.
He probably would have pulled it off.
Of course, I'd have crushed it.
He just, you know what? He just didn't want you entering his realm.
That's exactly what it was.
And taking over. That was his space. He owns it. We can't have Rod at the dinner table being now he's the sports guy and he's the cowboy guy.
Well, no. He's watching right now. I just talked to him last night. He tried to make me a cowboy as a teen, and it just wasn't my thing. And I tried it a little bit, but listen, I know you people that are cowboys, I don't want you getting mad, but we went to a rodeo in Wapella one time, and him and two of his buddies were standing around with a hose and a rubber trough, and I'm like, that's how you clean yourselves, you guys? I need a shower. I need a warm bed.
You're not cut out for.
I'm not cut. Listen, I want to be a cowboy 3 times a year. Craven Country Jamboree, Agribition Rodeo Cabaret, and that's about it.
Maybe in Texas. Would it ever be on your bucket list to call rodeo with your brother as a color commentator?
Absolutely not. From Carberry, Alberta. Trust me, I can do it. I can do it. I can do anything.
Because he'd probably be really good an analyst.
No.
No.
Stop it. Why are you doing this? You know the answers to these.
I know.
This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, if that's what it is, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis with the best team of writers across Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest. Visit dubnetwork.ca. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, including the new almond mocha, RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. If I may, before we break, anybody that loves Yellowstone, now that so many people have seen it because we encourage them to do so, my family growing up was Yellowstone. That's a fact. Ask anybody that knows us. That was our family. And people say, Rod, which one were you? And the first few episodes, I'm like, Lee would be Casey.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought that I would be Jamie because he's at home in a suit, but he's also at home in Wranglers. And then I realized I'm Beth. Psycho.
Yeah, when you said that.
Bat, crap, crazy.
Yeah.
I'm Beth.
I see it a little bit. I do.
It's the truth. We're gonna break here, by the way. But the other day, this came up the other day. I met with a guy who had to explain him to somebody else I was talking to. He was wearing Wrangler jeans, cowboy boots, and I said, a brush popper shirt. And they said, a what? I said, a brush popper shirt. It's a brand of Wrangler shirts that I used to wear. So when you're riding your horse and you're going into branches and trees, like brush popper shirts, they wouldn't cut you. It wouldn't hurt you. Brush popper shirts. Do they still make them? I don't mind are long gone. I don't know. Long gone. But I'm sure they're just as good as the day I bought them. That's the way Wrangler makes things.
Cowtown is literally just down the street.
CD says I was actually getting a Rip vibe. No, I ain't Rip. No, I'd like to be. I'm not. Jeff the Stamps fan says Rod is Dan Jenkins, dead ringer.
That?
He's the billionaire land developer. I'll take it. No, I'm Beth. Crazier than a outhouse rat. We'll be back. I still got to do the update.
Next.
You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
At Capital GMC, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital GMC, we'll buy it.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got the original 16 Ultra update coming up, okay, Clark? That's in moments, but it is overtime. This is where we started the viewer takeover segment way back 528 episodes ago, which, by the way, I was thinking 528 episodes. What's your favorite all-time number 28? I couldn't think of one. Number 28. Who's your favorite all-time number 28 in honor of the 528th episode?
CJ2K.
Anyone? Who?
CJ2K. Chris Johnson, the former Titans running back, 2,000-yard rusher.
28. Kenton Keith.
There you go.
Ty Domi says, Clark. Okay, so on the Prairie Mobile text line, one has come in from the 403. Watching from Clearwater County, Alberta. First time. It was great to see you on YouTube. Do you have this as a podcast? I listen to a lot of them driving on the night shift on the Alaska Highway. Signed, Brian, a.k.a. Fire Tanker 51. Over to you, business guy.
Take a peek. Search your podcast, The Rod Pedersen Show, and you can get the podcast in full version. And if you want the short version, which is our opening segment and select interviews, it's called The Rod Pedersen Show Daily Blitz.
All of your favorite podcast platforms, we're there.
That's right.
Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. And the warm-up, the 20-minute segment, that's what he's saying. You can just subscribe to that. For some reason, he felt the need to call it the Blitz. So it is. Yeah. Are you ready, Clark? I'm going to go over a little time. I'm going to go overtime on this, but that's okay. You let me know. Here we go and go. Yesterday, we talked hockey. Today, we're going to talk football. The Riders are on, I think, day 6 of training camp, and we'll get to them in a minute. But I watch ESPN every morning, and they discuss the NFL a mind-numbing amount, and that's fine. But you'd think there'd be another story besides the nasty situation in Green Bay with quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The 16-year veteran and future Hall of Famer has made it known he doesn't want to continue his career at Lambeau Field, primarily because he doesn't feel valued by the franchise. He skipped minicamp this spring, and now with training camp beginning at the end of the month, sources close to Rodgers say that he won't be there either. Stare-downs like this always come down to who has the most leverage. If you want to relate it to yourself, who really does feel totally valued and appreciated at work? Yet we show up and pound the anvil every day, knowing they've got us right where they want us. We need the paycheck. However, Aaron Rodgers does not. He's made $250 million over the course of his career, and that doesn't include endorsements. He can afford to sit out a year or even call it a career if he's miffed enough over comments made by Packers president Mark Murphy. Consider Tom Edward Brady. He faced a situation of like it or lump it from the New England Patriots, and we all know how that turned out. Tampa won a Super Bowl while the Pats watched on TV. As for the CFL, it's been made pretty clear over the past year who has the leverage there. But I guess in Canada, when it comes to sports and a virus, it's still the government who's got the most leverage out of anyone.
So much for really going over.
I cut a little bit out of it. I'm not a rookie. The Ultra update is for an original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise. The original 16 Ultra. You love that kind of talk, don't you? Who's got the leverage in any negotiation? Who's got more leverage here?
Yeah.
Now, I'm asking you, Aaron Rodgers or the Green Bay Packers?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers does.
He does,
sure.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's not just another player.
He's not just another player. And a lot of guys, and that's the awareness you have to have. Are you just another player? And your value really comes down to, A, what somebody's willing to pay, not what you think you deserve, what somebody's willing to pay, but also how easily can you be replaced, right? The harder you are to replace, the more value you have, period. That's why we have different wage gaps, right?
Thank you for coming to Darren's TED Talk. Ted Lasso.
That's right. By the way, I want to say congratulations to the entire team at whatever network's running my show, Ted Lasso. 20 Emmy nominations.
Hey, congratulations.
A record.
Jonathan Kinder, watching in Kansas City, Missouri, says, I don't watch ESPN anymore because they are pretty much the NFL network. I like to hear about a variety of sports topics. Well, you came to the right place. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says to be a worker is to be exploited, unloved, and unappreciated. That's life. What a sad outlook that is. That explains a lot. That he would say, I don't feel, just so you know, I don't feel exploited.
Good.
I don't. He's up for the Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award, for the Paragon Award. I wrote a recommendation for you.
Very good one.
You're welcome. James in Borden, Manitoba says, another gem, boys. See you tomorrow. From Ryan in New York, he says, Brian Rafalski, number 28 on the New Jersey Devils. Let's get him in real fast.
That's a good one.
Your number 28's your favorite all-time 28s. I can't think of too many. Why is that not a famous number?
I know, right?
AP, Adrian Peterson, no relation. Claude Giroux, somebody wrote in from the Orange Crush. Thank you.
Yeah.
Canyon, Saskatoon, watching. He says, breaking news. People want to bitch. Usually you are on top of things. That one you missed by at least a decade. What were we talking about? This came in like an hour
People
ago.
wanting to complain?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not new. I didn't say it was new. You got me.
There you go.
We're out of here. Well, from CD, the Ticats fan, you do look like Kansas native Jason Sudeikis. You know that.
I do.
See you tomorrow with Robert Vanstone from Post Media and more.